Sup, y'all. You know I'm excited for this stuff. Reps ahead brought it out again. Alright, Kyra Milligan is who I'm looking at. I don't know too much about Kelly Stone, so it caught my attention, y'all. It caught my attention to see what's going on. I've seen her compete at the CrossFit Games. The event that I remember her for is when she competed against Toomey. Oh my gosh. Well, it was a clean ladder. I think it was a clean ladder. But anyways, so I said what she has to, excited to see what she has to bring to the table on a 1v1 comp. So let's check this out, y'all. Shout out to Reps Ahead. You know what I mean? Always give them a like. You know what I mean? Subscribe. They bring up these solid 1v1 competitions, which is pretty dope. You know what I mean? Because it helps you follow up on like CrossFit athletes you're familiar with, maybe some favorites you have, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But let's check it out.
It's filling in as the celebrity status, quite frankly, of the athletes is picking up. We are going to stick to the scheduled time as much as we can. The matches are ending relatively quickly as we thought. So we're about 90 seconds away from the start of our first main card match. And obviously Malachi and Jake have, some...
I have a feeling that Kyra is going to blow this one out the table. Something gives me the vibe. I know she's really good with the barbell, but looking at her height, you know what I mean, and what she's good at, I know she's going to fly over these, and I know she's going to dominate these. She does well on the pull-ups, the chest bar pull-ups. This is in the bag. I think she's going to fly through it.
Credentials to their name, but now we're really getting into some serious athletes. Top 10 team athletes from the games last year, and Kyra Milligan, a 2024 individual
Kyra,
athlete.
is it Kyra? Kyra. Damn.
Kelly Stone on the left in the green and pink. We talked about a couple minutes ago why both athletes could potentially win this match, but when it comes down to it, Bella, who are you picking?
I don't like this question. I'm going to go with Kelly because I think she's the redemption story, and that's what we're here. I think Kyra has another shot at continuing to prove herself. So for me, it's not about the fitness. For me, it's about the storyline, and this is for Kelly.
I think Kelly Stone is certainly not a bad pick. In some ways, she's like the biggest wild card of these next three matches because I haven't seen her do individual competition in a while. At least I haven't. But we know she has tremendous capacity. I also think that Kyra Milligan is in some of the best form that she's ever been in her life.
There's one thing I'm going to have to critique, y'all. And this is going to be messed up with me, but I'm just going to say it for what it is. This dude in the hat that's hosting, in my opinion, he talks too much. Like, just get the competition started. But I get it. Look, I get it. I don't want to, like, ruin what they got going for and stuff. But for the last few shows I've seen the rest of here, this dude talks forever. And you can't hear what he's really saying. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't know if it's more for YouTube, it's more for the live audience, or both. But, man, come on now. Let's get going.
And I think that she's going to have a little bit of pride here when it comes to wanting to represent herself as a games athlete now. So I'll go against you once again and take Kyra. If you haven't seen the sequence up to this point, it's 3 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest for a maximum of 5 rounds, 12 box jump overs, 6 thrusters, 105 pounds for these ladies, and 12 chest bar pull-ups. They do have the option to do rebounding step downs. I think that both of the female pro matches have made kind of a ladies' agreement to go for step downs rather than the rebound, just in the preservation of health in the midst of competition. So far, it looks like that's the case. And both women are going to be coming off the first round at the same time. And so far, I don't see the urgency from either woman that we saw from at least one athlete in all of the 3 previous.
Look. Look how Kyra goes straight up and down her thrusters, and then watch how Kelly always we call it bottom out every rep. Look at this bottom out. Oh, that was better.
Their own race here, but Kyra's a little bit quicker on that barbell.
Wait. I want to go back. I gotta prove a point.
Coming off
All right,
the
here we
first
go.
round
Look,
at the same time, and
watch.
so far I don't see the urgency
Look at all this.
from either woman that we saw from at least one athlete.
So I don't want to say she bottoms out. Let me say that. Let me correct that. Every time she bounces out the bomb, she leans forward. And every time you lean forward, there are two things that happen. One, you're exerting more energy to recover. Second, you're putting a lot of lower strain on lower back. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to be the reason why Kyra, whatever. All right, one, Kelly still might hold it down. Some people just do thrusters like that. But we'll see what's up.
In all of the 3 previous matches.
I think they're both running their
But you want to just be straight up and down.
A little bit quicker on that barbell, trying to get out of the pain cave as quickly as she possibly can, which is in round 1. They can go fast with 2:39. We'll see if they can make it out with interval number 1.
Yeah, and Kyra Milligan,
Kyra.
the range of motion on the thruster and the capacity on the gymnastics, some of these movements, as you alluded to, are definitely in her wheelhouse. But as the women come off the bar at the 52-second mark, there was nothing between them through one round of this sequence.
I think they probably know that this one is going to be coming down to who can hold on the longest. For the guys, it's who can burn the bar down the fastest. For the girls, it's been a different story. The girls have gotten into the second round, and here they are, kind of slow and steady. I think truly, once they figure out who's going to die and when, it's going to be a matter of time.
Still no separation between Stone and Milligan as they get into the second set of thrusters. You see the speed of Milligan's thrusters on the right, just a movement that she is.
She's always faster because she's going straight up and down. She has a tilt lip.
So don't be surprised if she always gains about a rep there. But Kelly was able to reel that rep back.
And it stays energy.
In on the pull-ups. Now Kyra in this round jumps up and will have a 2 or 3 rep advantage.
Kyra.
As we're at the minute 45 mark, a minute 15 to go. When they come off of this bar is when we're going to see that kind of 2-minute turning point that's been the pattern through the first 3 matches.
Still together, going to the third round of this one on the box. Kelly's a bit slower on the box. She seems to have a slower pace overall, but she's not far behind.
She looks poised, almost controlled, and she's also looking at the clock. You at home can see the clock between the rig. There's an identical clock on the other side of the floor that the athletes can see when they're looking at the camera. And she was looking at that pretty intentionally. You may have just seen Kyra also looking at it as she made her way over to the barbell. We're at the 2:25 mark. Both women picking up the barbell once again. I would think that if they can both hold on, Kyra will have that 1 rep lead, but I don't think we're going to have more than 2 or 3 reps between them by the time this interval expires.
I think once you get to that, final minute, if there's not at least 7 reps, you're not going to have that 14 reps ahead, so you're going to go to the second interval. Maintain the damage control here going into round 2.
Yeah, last 10 seconds of the interval, just ticking between a 4 and 5 rep advantage. Kelly's going to get all these chest bars done. It's about how many reps Kyra can get on the box, and she goes to the rebounding tactic right there at the end.
Nice.
And this is what you get.
All right. First round is done, son. All right, so as you can tell, Kelly's not as efficient as Kyra on the thrusters, and that's where Kyra actually makes her break, which is perfect timing, because ideally with what I've witnessed and just what I know is that pull-ups are much better. I mean, not better, faster than any type of barbell movement you're gonna do other than deadlifts or shoulder overhead. You know what I mean? Like push press or push jerks. You know what I mean? Those are probably the only things that are comparable or could be faster than pull-ups. But other than that, if you're doing thrusters, snatches, squat cleans, all that, while someone's on a pull-up bar, they're gaining reps. And that's where Kyra's been making her break, is, leaving that barbell faster and gaining some reps off the pull-up bar. Plus, her thruster's really efficient because she's up and down. So, I mean, that saves a lot of energy in comparison to Kelly. Kelly is really good on catching up on the box jump overs, but she is also a taller athlete. So it's not so much that she has to jump in order to make it on the box, but still, you know what I mean? She's still faster on the box jump over. Has been making the space, but it's only one movement out of the 2. So it all comes down to how much she can manage that speed and pace herself in the other 2 moves.
Get into the flow of competition. and the competitor comes out, and I think that's what we saw for Kyra there right at the end, trying to get a little bit of an edge, and for all that effort, it's only 3 reps.
It's only 3 reps, and she looks to be breathing a little harder than Kelly here. They're both good competitors, good athletes, great friends, but Kelly looks so composed, kind of like a panther in the jungle. She has not made her strike yet.
Panther's one of my favorite animals, Black Panther in particular. Did you know that about him?
No. Or you know.
Watch.
So let me do this, cause Kyra's 3 reps ahead. You know what I mean? So that's also time that she can spare to not get beat. You know what I mean? Now it all comes down to how they want to execute it, because they got 4 more rounds of this. I think Kyra's already out of breath because she was doing that rebounding technique. But I think it'll be fair. I think the second round's gonna be fair.
Reps ahead Pro 2, we had a lot of rounds as the sequence was
Third and fourth is gonna be the make or break.
And to see the little nuances and intricacies.
I'll call this at the end of third,
Kelly almost right away
beginning of
going
fourth.
to the water to keep kind of the mouth fresh and get that dryness. Kyra waiting much later in the interval, but both athletes getting some water there, back up on their feet with about 10 seconds to go, and they'll start back exact at the start of the sequence. So they don't start where they left off. It's back to the start on the box jumps.
Kelly's picking up pace here, looking faster than she did in interval number 1. Still where she was, 3 reps behind.
Yeah, I think, but I'm guessing here. If we get a chance to ask her, we can. But I think that Kelly knew that this was not going to be a 1-round knockout. And if you know that this is going to a second round, then being able to just keep the heart rate as under control. I don't want to say low, because it's going to be spiked. We got chest to bars and thrusters. I don't care how good you are. Their heart rate gets up. They keep it as low as possible for as long as possible and wait for the opportunity.
Wait for your opportunity, but also she's a local athlete, so she's used to competing in this altitude. Ryan, we worked out earlier. I had the worst case of cotton mouth I've had in a minute.
Yeah, and personally, we did a 6-round workout. It was in the 3rd round of that workout where the elevation just kind of hit me like a truck. We'll see if, as we get further into this, that happens to Kyra. But Kyra sticking with the rebounding box jumps here. She didn't do it in the first part of this round, and now she's almost smiling and stopping. Yeah. But she did pull to the 9-rep ahead mark there for the
See,
first
this
time.
is, look,
She has been a little faster.
look, let me say this, guys. Let me say this. Check out this pull. Keep the arm straight, same over barbell. Okay. Even though Kyra did burn out on those box jump over doing the rebounding, which I feel, there's something I did pick up. I think Kyra should have stayed with the step down until she got off the pull-up bar and then do the rebounding just to make up those reps in between the times she was going from the pull-up bar to the box. Keep that in mind. All right. So, what I was going to say is Kyra's going to the thrusters. And remember I said the pull-up bar, you can pull out more reps than the thrusters. So, even though she's tired and it may take, say she broke it up, she's going to be done before she's done. And those reps are going to add up. So, we'll see. It's looking like a 3-rounder though.
Jump overs for Stone and Milligan ripping through these thrusters again. Despite that little
this is what you don't want to be in. This is not the position you want to be in.
She's 9 reps ahead. You may be able to hear the crowd picking up. And if she can knock out these 12 chest to bars in one set, it may not matter what Kelly does.
I don't think it's going to matter, Ryan. Here she goes. Kyra Milligan.
I said it, did I not? I told you. Don't let someone get to a pull-up bar while when you're on the thrusters. Alright. Let me see, I got a group chat going on. Alright, let's do this.
Phil always briefs the athletes on working past the whistle. She went to 14, she did another rep, And at the just shy of the 2-minute mark in round 2, Kyra Milligan went from having almost no margin to getting 14 reps ahead and knocking Kelly Stone out in the first pro card of the night.
Hey, that's games athlete brain right there. Here she goes.
I can't wait to get her over here and find out what was going through her head.
Shout out to Kelly though. Kelly, you know, did seem like she kept her composure the whole time, but like I said, I think it's the thrusters. And like I said, when you do a forward dip like that on your thrusters, not going straight up and down, it really gets taxing and fatiguing, over time. Just that constant recovery. Like here's a good example. If you ever watch someone do a complex, a squat cleans, and a front squat, a lot of times you'll notice that their front squat is smoother than their front. Like you'll see someone squat clean, and they'll catch it, and they'll be like, fire their way up, and then they stand up, and then they do a front squat, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, that's interesting. How is that possible? You just struggle on a squat clean because it's the way the barbell is positioned, and they caught it. You know what I mean? The barbell position caught it. It throws them. They're not in that plane of optimum performance for a front squat, because as you squat clean, when you clean it, you're in that front squat position, but they may like catch in the wrong position. It throws them off. You know what I mean? So it's all that energy being expended trying to recover and fix and put yourself in that form. But then once they're in that form, they're in their optimal performance position. And that's what was happening between Kyra and Kelly Stone. Kyra eventually started, fatiguing, and she started doing that forward dip, but she still, managed to keep it to a minimum where it's not burning her out like it did Kelly, and that's what I believe what got him. All right, let's check out this interview, y'all. All right, here we go.
She's gonna slide in here to the booth and join us.
Hi.
You all right? Kyra Milligan taking down Kelly Stone in 2 rounds. We heard you say to Patrick, no real game plan prior to the match. Yeah. But once you get into the flow of it, you probably start to have some kind of a thought. At what point did you know that this was going to go at least 2 rounds?
From the very first, there's no way with Kelly being as fit as she is, it wasn't going in a second. If you're not going to make the games, you can work really, really hard for 3 minutes and keep up with someone.
And you obviously have qualified for the CrossFit Games this year. We talked to you in the interview prior to the competition this week, but you've pretty much been able to maintain your games training and still come out here and do this. Has that been the experience?
Yeah, it's been really fun. Yesterday, this gym welcomed me with open arms. I got my full day of training in. This morning, every single one of the competitors came out and did you all came out and did my morning session with me. So, it's been great.
For better or worse?
For better or worse. Only 3 of you, including you, Brian, finished. Bella back down.
She worked out beforehand.
She told me she wanted to do 4 rounds. We were a team.
I have to ask you about one specific moment in that workout. Your last set of box jump overs, you started doing some rebounding box jumps, and then you stopped, looked at your judge, and smiled. What was happening at that moment?
My legs were jello, and I had nothing else, and I just looked at him like, please let Kelly win right now.
Right.
Kind of the opposite happened, because you did take that pause. You came to a full stop, but 40 seconds later, the match was over.
So I think the biggest thing for me this year has been build awareness ever since Rome. Like I've said a couple times, I didn't have a lot of fun there. Wasn't really in it. Dubai, I think I was a competitor. It kind of came out in me, knowing where people were, picking them off.
Let me get that back. What did she say?
The biggest thing for me this year has been build awareness ever since Rome. Like I've said a couple times, I didn't have a lot of fun there. Wasn't really in it. Dubai, I think I was a competitor. It kind of came out in me, knowing where people were, picking them off. At semis, I knew for example, I knew Bethany was going to be better on the double unders, but I knew if I ran faster, I would out front spot her. So just little things like that. And then with this, when I stopped and I was oh crap, I'm done, I looked over and I saw Kelly looked a little bit knocked.
So she got a solid point for those that's trying to better themselves in CrossFit computing as far as competitiveness goes is knowing your opponents and knowing your strengths and weakness and how you pace yourself and strategize. Because at the end of the day, like, you could be the fittest athlete, but if you don't know how to strategize and compete against those around you, you're just another, athlete on the field. You know what I mean? You're just another athlete on the field. You know what I mean? Strategize, pace, understand the game, being observant, being self-aware, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes the beauty of CrossFit. It's not necessarily getting your ass kicked into a workout, but now being being on the battleground. You got your strengths, you got your weaknesses, and you just use your whole arsenal to compete and win and see where it takes you. You know what I mean? And then on to the next one. So that was a solid point.
Composed, like the entire workout, she was so composed. And that time I saw a little bit of fear in her. I was like, all right, gotta keep going.
So talk me through that. So you're used to picking athletes one by one down to win a heat, to win an event. You only have one person to either run down or that is chasing you for intervals. So it's not even that long of a piece. How do you go through that as an athlete, and what are you thinking about? What's the chase like?
Honestly, I'm not probably thinking about a lot. More so just like, I know how short I am, I know how powerful I am on a bar. So like, chest to bar, box jump over to be a rep per rep. And so I knew if I could out squat her by 1 to 2 reps on the thruster, I'd be in a good spot. And hopefully have her try to move a little bit faster than she wants to.
Nice.
What have you learned about yourself as an athlete through going 1v1 here?
That even if it hurts and I want to quit, I can't because you don't know how everybody else is feeling.
Right.
A little bit of a different competition experience, but sounds like it could be valuable.
Oh, it's so fun. I would definitely do this again. We have a blast.
So the games is coming up, Kyra. What are you going to do next in preparation? You've done reps ahead. What's next for you?
Gracie Walton and Bailey Martin get down to Vegas on the 1st and the 10th. And so it's just a really good crew of games training. And I'm super excited.
Good people.
Good people.
Good company.
Good people. They just want to work hard and get 40 days left?
That's important.
Yeah.
I know there's people counting, but
Well, I only saw it because I saw somebody's post saying 40 days, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, that's good.
Time to lock it in.
Time to lock it in.
Well, you certainly locked it in tonight. Congrats on the win. 1-0 in your reps ahead debut, taking down Kelly in the first main card match of the night, pro card match of the night, and a little extra money in the pocket. Were you thinking about the winning bonus at all when it was hurting out there?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to help pay for my travel to the games.
It is a great opportunity that Phil creates for the athletes. We are honored that you decided to come and show up and put on a show tonight. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking time despite being tired to sit here with us and tell us a little bit about it.
All right, it's my
Right.
All right, Kyra Milligan.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna end it there. Shout out to Kyra and Kelly for bringing the show and sharing your insight and your knowledge and experience through both the workout and what you have to share. I mean, Kelly didn't really get to talk, but Kyra, she brought it through, and it was cool to see her compete in the 1v1. You know what I mean? She did do the CrossFit Games. Did she do this last year? I'm not sure. There's so much that happened this past year, CrossFit Games, but I know she's someone to keep an eye out on. She's intense. Like, you definitely see kindness from her. And she's an intense athlete. You know what I mean? If you haven't been paying attention, and she's out for blood. You know what I mean? You can feel it. You can see it. You know what I mean? And I still never forget what she said to me, and her reaction to all that stuff. You could tell, she's looking for a trophy. So, keep on the lookout for her. Like, comment, subscribe, and look out. Like I said, if you're interested in reps ahead, they always be bringing some solid 1v1s. Show some love by liking it too. And that's it, y'all. That is it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay great.